Hi, I'm Marsh from StrataGames, and today we're playing some Boros Bully. This is a deck I haven't played in a while, but Secrets of Strixhaven has given us a whole bunch of new cards, especially Boros cards that look really good. I'm going to also be trying Boros Spirits, which uses a lot of the same cards, but for now we're sticking with more of a traditional Bully, which is where we're trying to use our graveyard for a lot of value by getting things like Lunarch Veteran back. The new Pursue the Past allows us to fill our graveyard and also can flash back. Prismatic Strands, Battle Screech, Rally the Peasants, Molten Gatekeeper. So a million ways to use our graveyard. Faithless Looting is another one, but also a lot of ways to put cards into our graveyard. Faithless Looting, Pursue the Past, and also Thrilling Discovery are the main ways to do that. Discarding lots of cards and drawing more cards, but still getting value when we discard. We're also playing 4 Squadron Hawks. These are good because we go wide for Rally the Peasants or Battle Screech, but also one Squadron Hawk can draw us 3 cards, which we can then discard if we want for better cards. We're also trying 4 of the new Elite Interceptor. I generally think this is a worse Inspector, but in this deck where we're not picking it up with a core Skyfisher and we don't care about the affinity count, I think might be where it could shine. A deck that doesn't care about those other little incidental things, but tapping a creature like a Chrysalis so we can get in with our flyers can be really good. So that's what we're going to try here. We're also playing some Lightning Bolts. I'm trying 2 Wilt in the Heat as well. This is a removal spell that might not be good enough, but it's one that I think is interesting. It's 4 mana, but as long as something's left our graveyard this turn, it's only 2 mana, which is not that hard to make happen. We can do it for free with the Strands or a Battle Screech, or we can do it for as cheap as 1 mana with a Gatekeeper, maybe 2 mana with a Veteran, something like that. Importantly, this kills any 5 toughness creature, which can be a Terror or a Gurmag or a Murmuring Mystic, but it also exiles the creature so it can get rid of a Snacker or a Veteran or anything like that permanently. So is this going to be good enough? I don't know, but I wanted to try it out. We're also doing one of Thraben Charm. There were more in this deck before, and probably should be more still, but we have some more in the sideboard, and really wanted to try out a lot of these new cards. In our main deck, for our lands, we have some mountains, plains, some wind-scarred crags, and a couple Boros garrisons to pick up lands so that we can discard those if we want to. And in our sideboard, we have Thraben Charm, Dust to Dust, Remosian Rally, Flaring Pain, Red Elemental, and Pyroblast, and Electrickery. So let's take this for a league and see how we do. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. I've written a comprehensive guide on how to play White Weenie in Pauper, including my ideal stock list, over 30 sideboard matchups, and a sideboard cheat sheet, which gives you a very easy snapshot view and what to sideboard for every single matchup. I also have guides for Black Sack and Esper Affinity. Each guide is only $15, and if you buy one, you will get all future updates that I ever make to that guide for free. I also offer coaching, so if you're interested in upping your Pauper game for any of the decks that I'm very proficient in, or if you're interested in having me play your deck in a future video, you can do a deck donation, which is the only way you'll ever see me playing Cycle Storm or Flickertron. Alright, here we are in round 1 on the play, and we got 3 lands, Veteran, no other creatures, and no card draw, so this might be kind of a bad one, but if we get any way to discard some cards, we can get rid of Rally the Peasants, Prismatic Strands, turn them into new cards. So we're going to keep it, but definitely looking for some specific things. Opponent mulligans to 5, start with a Crag and pass. They have a land grant, and we're seeing Spy, and they have 2 more land grants in hand, plus a Troll, so they can get every single basic out of their deck. Pursue the Past is exactly what we wanted, so let's just do that. Discarding the Strands. Strands in the graveyard pretty much prevents them in game 1 from comboing off as long as we have a white creature untapped, which we will by the time they go for it. We drew 2 more lands. 1 wouldn't have been bad. 2 is a lot, but that's okay. Gatecreeper, finding their forest, and their Masked Vandal is going to be pretty useless here, I think, so that's nice. So yeah, we're going to play the Veterans. We have up Strands, Crag, and pass. We don't have a lot going on, but Prismatic Strands does give us a lot of leeway. Wilt in the Heat looks currently kind of expensive, but can kill anything, including, well, can't kill like a Generosat, but it could kill even a Troll if they reanimate it or play another one or something. Next turn I can Pursue the Past again to go looking for some more cards. Winding Way hits Lead the Stampede, 2 Spies, and a Mesmeric Fiend. So Spy is pretty good for them, but obviously not quite gonna kill us. Ooh, we get an Inspector. If I play that, I can't Pursue the Past. We kind of want to get some more removal and some other stuff, so I think we are just gonna flash this back. I could discard the Rally, but honestly we have a lot of mana. I think I'd rather just discard a Mountain, probably. Let's do that. Drawing 2 Squadron Hawks, not exactly what we wanted. One of them would have been fine. I guess if we hadn't flashback Pursue the Past, we could have drawn a Squadron Hawk next turn, but there's no way to know that. Also, I probably would have played Inspector and Cracked the Clue, so we still would have drawn them, but whatever. They have a swamp. They just cast a spy, targeting us, which, I mean, we are a graveyard deck. They mill a veteran for us, a Faithless Looting, a Battle Screech, and another Strands, and a Pursue the Past. Well, that was very bad for them. I know they didn't want to mill themselves yet, but, like, not sure why they're playing the spy at all. Okay, well, now we have a million options. I could... Battle Screeching, I guess, is probably good. So I could, like, Squadron Hawk, Inspector, Battle Screech. Then we leave up Lightning Bolt, Strands. Seems alright. Gain some life. Squawk. We'll grab 2 of those. Battle Screech. I don't have to leave up the Lightning Bolt, but I feel like might as well. And again, I can crack a clue if I really want, but like I don't really need to get back a veteran. I mean, it would be more damage with the Rally of the Peasants next turn, but I think it's fine. They're going to spy here and target themselves. No, they're going to target us again. I was going to say we still have... I guess they're trying to mill us out, but that one only hit 1 card, and the other one just fueled us a ton. Crack a clue. If we get an untapped land here, I can double Rally the Peasants, which we don't. I mean, I did discard that land earlier, so I guess that makes sense. Let's... Thrilling Discovery? Yeah, that's fine. Discard 2 Squadron Hawks. I guess we'll discard 1 and a Faithless Looting. That's probably fine. We could probably hit a land drop. Yep. Play another veteran. Boros Garrison to pick up at Plains. Do I need to leave up Lightning Bolts? I'm not really sure how they kill us here. Like, I really don't think they're going to have a Flaring Pain main deck, so I think I could probably just play a creature. I guess Lunarch Veteran, just so that we can have a big rally next turn. Even if they Mesmeric Fiend away our rally, I can bolt their Fiend and then double rally. With 7 creatures, even if they block 3 of them, we'll have lethal. So they would need to play Vandal and Fiend to have a chance to survive. So Strands is great game 1 against Spy. Unfortunately, they're going to bring in 1 Flaring Pain, and we're going to lose all use of the Strands. So we're going to take them all out in the sideboard. But they are very good here in game 1. There's a Fiend. I guess they could just take a Lightning Bolt, in which case they would have blockers for the rally. Yeah, that's a decent idea, and they did that. And a Vandal, Pursue the Past. So I can't kill with the rally, so let's Faithless Looting, Gatekeeper, and another Screech. Discard Gatekeeper and a Hawk. 4 mana, so I could just double Battle Screech. I was gonna wilt this, so I can definitely rally next turn, like double rally with fewer creatures, but I could just Battle Screech and have 4 more guys. That seems pretty good. Flashback. We're also up to 43 life, so even their, you know, without being able to combo, they have to pivot to a mid-range game plan, and I don't see how they're ever gonna beat us. They haven't gotten any additional mana from beyond their lands, and we have 43 life, so another Fiend, sure. Now they take the rally and a Masked Vandal. They're playing a lot of guys, but I think we can probably just get them here. Unearth the Gatekeeper. This allows me to wilt in the heat this Fiend for 2. Get back my Lightning Bolts, then I can bolt this Fiend for a rally. And then we can swing with the team. Rally. Even if this isn't lethal, it's going to trade for all their guys and put them almost dead. Oh, and they don't even block. Rally the Peasants. Deal 37 damage. Nice. Alright, so Thraben Charm is good. Strands are going to be bad. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything else. Remosian Rally. Electrickery, I guess, kills some things, like Fiends. Remosian Rally just makes us a little faster. Maybe that's decent. Yeah, I mean, I'm really not a big fan of Electrickery here. I guess they have Quirion Rangers usually too, although we didn't see any elves otherwise. Sometimes they play some Llanowar elves and things. I think we'll just do this, and if we see a bunch of 1 toughness guys, maybe we'll change it up. This hand is okay. I guess we'll keep it. A little slow, but we can gain some life. Theoretically, if we can gain enough life to outlive the first troll, which, to be fair, is probably 15 to 20 life we need to gain. But if we do that, then we can survive the first one, you know? That could be good. They play Gatecreeper Vine, tutor up their swamp. Thrilling Discovery. We'll swing for 1, see if they block. They do. Play an Inspector. And a Garrison. Play a Swamp. If we don't get a Thraben Charm, and they just have like Creature this turn and then Spy next turn, and their land, you know, we might die. But can't do much about that. Ooh, there's a Battlement. Wilt in the Heat. Can't kill the Battlement right now. Oh, they have a Petal, which is unfortunate, because I would love to. And a Winding Way. They mill the Flaring Pain already, which actually means if I have a way to exile it, it could be relevant, but yeah. They get a Spy and an Overgrown Battlement, which means they can just go off next turn, which basically means I have to bluff a Thraben Charm, which is really annoying because I want a Thrilling Discovery, like discard Battle Screech, play an Inspector, flashback Battle Screech, but then we'll just lose. I guess if they don't have another way to get out their last basic, I'm not sure bluffing the Thraben Charm does enough. And seeing as we aren't definitively dead because we don't know they have a way to get rid of their last basic. I actually think I should Thrilling Discovery here. We're probably gonna lose, but it's not great either way. Inspector, flashback Battle Screech. Also, using the flashback on Battle Screech when we're not wilting in the heat maybe is bad. There's the battlement, and there's the Spy. I mean, they haven't hit their last land unless they're holding it in a hand, or they're just gonna like double Spy. They hit a land and stopped. They didn't find a Dread Return. If I can just find a Thraben Charm, I can win then. But I have to find a Thraben Charm. So I guess I Thrilling Discovery, get rid of Battle Screech, something else. And I need an untapped land and a Thraben Charm. Yep, that's pretty much my best way to maybe win. We got the Charm, but we didn't get the untapped land, which means we could definitely lose here. I have 1 mana, but I don't have anything to do with it. I could flashback a Screech. Yeah, might as well. I could attack and like rally, but they're not going to block it in a way that matters, so we'll just pass. I mean, I assume they have another Spy or the Dread Return in hand or something that they can just win right here probably. If they don't, then we exile their graveyard next turn and then they mill out shortly after, and we can probably survive even if they start playing Generous Sense and stuff. But there's a lead to Stampede. Looking for another Spy, I guess. Found Saga Wildling and Overgrown Battlement. I guess we didn't even check how many were in, if they milled a bunch of Spies. 1, 2. They have 1 left in their deck, and they saw 5 of 7 cards and missed it. Or they're just sandbagging it and they're slow rolling us. It looks like they were slow rolling us because they have the Spy. And why would they not have just done that before? They hit the Dread Return, obviously. 2 of them. I don't understand why they didn't just do it originally, but whatever. We take 31. That was annoying. Hitting the tap land with the Thraben Charm. I have to admit, the Wilt and the Heat were pretty bad. If they were any other removal spells for like 2 mana, we could have taken care of their battlements. So, unless you jump through the hoop, they're 4 mana. Seems kind of tough. Just wanted to try them out, but yeah, not loving it so far. Alright, here we have a bunch of slow tap lands. Nothing until turn 3, but then we have a reasonable amount of card draw, but no interaction. I think we got to mulligan this. No lands, 1 land, but with Faithless Looting, I guess we're going to keep that on 5. Get rid of Hawk and Interceptor. We also have a Thraben Charm, which is decent, although if we're really slow, they're not going to feel rushed, in which case they're going to be able to wait until they have a Mesmeric Fiend. Play a Caretaker, Land Grant again, Faithless, and of course we don't hit a land drop. Overgrown Battlement, cycle a Troll, play Elite Interceptor. They have another Land Grant, Gatecreeper Vine, lead the Stampede, hits 4 cards, Wall of Roots, Crag, Interceptor. We have 2 mana now, but they have enough mana they can just start hard casting Hydra and Giant and stuff like that. We're probably going to die to those. Not to mention if they just have the Spy here, we'll just die right away. Yep, hard cast the Giant. And they're going to put a Hydra on the Giant, so I have to keep Thraben Charm for it, I guess. I mean, I think we lost with a bad mulligan and then no lands. Actually, they're going to reanimate Troll of Khazad-dûm. I could exile that. They still just have an enormous Hydra. It doesn't matter. We're dead. Alright. Here we have a reasonable opening hand. Play a Crag and pass. And looks like Gruul Ramp, maybe? Faithless Looting. I could Veteran and an Interceptor. Then if I don't draw a land next turn, then I go for like a Pursue the Past and I still don't get a land, it's kind of bad. Whereas I could draw more now to try to hit a land drop next turn. Yeah, I think it's more important that we try to hit those land drops and things like that. Because we didn't draw one there, so now we have another 3 draws next turn if I really want. Battle Screech and Squadron Hawk, not bad. They have a Wild Growth, but no extra land, it looks like. Okay, a Mountain, fair enough. Play a 3-drop if they want. They go for a Rumble. Ooh, well, I'm glad I was looking for land, because they are not just monster but Panza with Thermokarst. It's going to make our garrisons a lot worse. They take the forest. Pass. We do get our plains. So if they destroy a land, I'm not going to have red next turn. For that reason, it might be worth trying to discard some of our expensive cards, because I could go Veteran and like Squadron Hawk, make sure we don't draw any more Squadron Hawks, but I think I'd rather continue drawing for lands and use up our red mana while we have it. Yeah, there we go. So we're not going to discard any lands. We're going to get rid of the Screech because it's expensive. We might not get to it. And I have creatures to play that I can flash it back. And I think the Rally. And then here we will play Veteran and Interceptor. And then even if they blow up this Crag, we're not in a terrible spot. There's the Acid Moss. I'm just hoping they don't also have a Thermokarst, but of course they do. Somatic Strands. I mean, I could Faithless Looting, keep digging for lands. I could just play Hawk first. Oh, Hawk and then Battle Screech. Yeah, that's actually probably too good. If they blow up our red source, it'll suck, but it's gonna suck regardless. Whereas if we at least get 5 1-power creatures on the board, we might be okay. Also making our draws a little bit better here. Flashback Battle Screech, pass the turn. They have an Annoyed Altasaur. Into an Acid Moss, of course. I mean, white is our more important color in general, although right now we want to keep the red. Yeah, they do take white, though. If we get a Plains off the top, I can tap the Altasaur and just, like, attack for 5, but we don't, so we got a Looting. Hopefully find some lands. No. Strands and a Hawk are going, I guess. We could attack for 4, but we lose the Interceptor, which is a card draw, probably. Don't think that really does much for us, so let's just pass. They have a Boarding Party, which finds a Chrysalis. I'm going to just trade in this Strands for this Altasaur. We'll take 6, but then I can bolt the Boarding Party. Get a Crag. Pass the turn. Boarding Party and Chris. Just going to kill the Boarding Party, take the 2 or 4. They have an Avenging Hunter. I assume they also have like a reach creature or something, because otherwise they just attacked with their only reacher and leave us to get the initiative. Either way, we can get the initiative probably, which is pretty good, seeing as we're down on lands. Does not seem like a great card for them to have played, but then again, we have dealt with a lot of their threats, so they don't have a ton going on, but yeah, we get to get a basic here, which is pretty nice. Unless they have like a Breath Weapon main deck or something, which would suck. But we'll swing for 3 flying. Alright, that was good. Pick up a Plains. Probably just Inspector and leave up Clue, or I could play a Hawk. We do have a Rally in our graveyard, so I guess the more creatures probably the better. I guess I also could have Faithless Looting, gotten rid of the Battle Screech and flash that back at some point. This is probably fine for now though. We did use up our Strands, unfortunately, so we don't have that to protect the initiative, but that's okay. I could block this with everything. We lose 3 of these guys. I don't think that's worthwhile, even though they get the initiative. Counters on the Chrysalis, and they have a Generous Ant. That is annoying. If they didn't have another creature, I was going to just Rejoinder, tapping the Chrysalis, attack for a bunch, but that is a pain. Thraben Charm's really good, though, actually. That can kill anything. So I could kill a Generous Ant. We attack with the birds. We lose 1, but we get the initiative, which is probably lost well to try to hit more land drops. I guess the Chrysalis can actually be a bigger creature, so maybe I want to kill that, because I also can't Strands it. So yeah, let's kill the Chrysalis. It would have 1 more power than the Generous Ant with they sack the spawn, not to mention it could grow later. Do I want to leave any of these back for any reason? I'll probably chump here, take this again. What am I chumping with? I guess this Inspector. I haven't gotten my card out of this, and I like the life gain here. I guess we're swinging at these guys. I don't know. We'll lose a bird. We'll go to the Lost Well. Boros Garrison and Wilt in the Heat. Let's see. I mean, Wilt is decent, but it doesn't actually kill the Generous Ant. And I think I'm going to block the Hunter and then bolt it. So I think I'll get rid of that and just keep the Boros Garrison. They crack a food. And of course, they draw a land destruction spell, which is not only really annoying, but means that I can't bolt the Hunter unless I want to do it now, in which case they just don't attack with it, which is actually fine. If they don't attack with it, they don't get the initiative back. Okay, I'm going to do that. We're so tight on mana that, like, I don't mind using the card because we have so many things in our graveyard and stuff. But yeah, this either makes it so they still trade or they can't attack. And if they trade, that's still fine by us. Block with the Inspector. We do get to trap us. We're at 9. We just need to dodge Hydras and we should be okay. Oh, they have another Hunter. That's really annoying. Ugh. And the card they drew was a Thermokarst. Come on. I was going to Rejoinder to tap the Generous Ant and get in with flying, but now I have to throw in another bird just to get a stash so I can cast a 2-drop, which is just a Hawk, I guess. Or I could still do the Rejoinder. That doesn't do much, though. Yeah, I'll swing at these guys. If they hadn't destroyed 5 of our lands this game, we might be okay. Stash makes a treasure. Play a hawk. Boros Garrison. I mean, next turn we can flash back a Rally the Peasants, but that's only lethal with everything on board if they all hit, which is not going to happen. Plus, they get to go to the Throne of the Dead 3. We got a Prismatic Strands. Okay, that's actually exactly what we needed. I can attack, throwing away yet another bird, but then we get to Strands to prevent them from taking it back. And then we get to do it again, and we go to the Throne, and maybe we can claw back into this. We've thrown away so many creatures, but Strands is really good. Also, if they get another land destruction spell to blow up our garrison, we're probably just going to lose. So we're hoping that never happens again. They attack with everything. I have 6 power, so I can kill the Hunter here. Might as well put everything in front of it in case they have like a Crew Shock to grow it or something. Strands for green. Kill the Hunter. They have another Hunter? You gotta be kidding me! Dude, that's insane that they drew that. I guess I can take the initiative with the Hawk, but which is fine. Okay, you know, maybe we're okay. We take it, we go to the Throne. I have a Strands in the graveyard, so I don't have to use this one if I want to do something else. No, let's just go with the Hawk. See what we get off the creature. Another Veteran or a Gatekeeper. I think Gatekeeper's probably better. With so many Strands, we actually should be fine as far as life gain now. Gatekeeper starts killing them. I'm just going to pass, because if they do get a land destruction spell, I want to use my Strands, and then we'll have 2 free ones in the graveyard, and I can maybe still win through being on 1 mana. I guess if they get a Hydra for this spawn, I might just lose. That would be unfortunate. They're tapping a lot of mana. Okay, it's a boarding party. Could be worse. Eldrazi Repurposer also could have been worse. Still not great, because these are red and colorless, which does not fall into my Strands plan. I guess I'll have to try the Skeleton for this boarding party then. Oh, they're only attacking with these 2? I don't even need to use a Strands then, because I can block this, and then I could just block here. And if I prevent damage from red sources with the Strands, then I don't kill this. I actually don't want to do that. I do lose my Skeleton, which admittedly does suck, but I'm going to crack a Clue, and I'm going to leave a red floating, because I think the only thing I could draw that I could use here would be a Bolt, so just in case. Yeah, and if not, that's fine. Alright, now we get to go back into the initiative, get a basic. Usually, once you're through the initiative again, it doesn't matter, but I actually absolutely need a basic here. Battle Screech hits for 4 and gives us a bunch of flyers. And I still have a Strands in the grave. And the next turn we can rally. Yeah, I mean, seems good. Ping them for a bunch. Flash it back. I don't know how we're winning this, but that's pretty cool. I mean, we haven't won yet. Oh, okay, we have won yet. Never mind. I spoke too soon about not winning. Oh, that was sweet. All right. Thraben Charm is more creature kill plus removal for their stuff. Rally is great, and that's it. So Wilt in the Heat is good, decent removal, but obviously, you know, it's expensive, and I'm finding I don't love it. Gatekeeper was a good finisher. Strands is amazing, although they might take out the initiative, as they probably should. Everything is decent. What do I cut? Maybe we just cut like one of several of these. Lightning Bolt's not the best thing ever. I guess I can cut a couple of those. I'm not keeping 1 land against Ponza. I guess I'm keeping 2. Put back a Gatekeeper. No 1-drop is great for us. That means no turn 2 land destruction. Wooded Ridgeline. Good amount of lands. Alright, we're gonna... I could Hawk. Then we discard. I could just Looting. Yeah, let's just go for the Looting. Screech and... Veteran, I guess? I like Veteran on the front side, but I think this is fine. I don't want to discard any lands, so... There's the Thermokarst. We got another Plains, though. So let's just Hawk first so that I don't draw any more. They have an Arbor Elf, super late, which is great for us, and no land destruction. We keep drawing lands, which, you know, with the land destruction, I don't mind. We're actually probably fine now. I think I'm going to flashback Faithless Looting, and then, because otherwise I just play a 2-drop, but next turn I can, like, Veteran, Squadron Hawk, flashback Battle Screech. So let's do this. Strands, Veteran. I almost want to keep the Strands in hand because it could be really good multiple times, plus as a surprise. Part of me wants to get rid of Squadron Hawk and like a mountain, but that might be too greedy. Let's just get rid of the Veteran. We just get it back, that's fine. We're still at 21 life at this point, so I really don't need the life gain, I don't think. I mean, obviously it could be useful, but for now I think we'll be fine. They go for a Rumble. Find a Forest or an Altasaur. I assume the Altasaur. No, they go for the Forest, actually. And they attack for 1. Nothing to play for 5 mana. It's crazy. Alright, Garrison. I don't think I'm going to play that until later. Let's get back Veteran. Battle Screech. I feel like they're gonna have a breath weapon, which I can't rally out of. So I actually think I'm just gonna leave this here. I don't want to overcommit, but the next turn I can Battle Screech with a Hawk, and then I can hold up a Strands. They just tapped 2 as if they were going to cast in the fire, and then they decided not to, so... Or maybe it was 2/3 of the breath weapon. I don't know. If they don't do it till our next turn, we'll be fine with the Strands up. Now they're casting a boarding party into a Thermokarst. Yep. Swing for 6. I gotta take it. Pursue the past. I think I Battle Screech and then hold up Strands. Since they blew up a land, I can't also play like a Hawk or Pursue the Past or anything, but like, if I tap out here, I could Pursue the Past discarding the Strands, which would still give me the ability, that might be better, the ability to dodge a Breath Weapon, because then I also get to play something else. And we need to find like a Faithless, or Rally. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. Pursue, and we'll discard a Strands here. Gatekeeper and Interceptor. We'll just play a Hawk. This way, if we draw or Rally the Peasants, we have lethal in the air. Seems decent. They have a Sprawl. Swing for 6. We gotta take it. I can't afford to block Flashback Prismatic and then have them Breath Weapon in response. I guess if I also draw my second Rally, I also have lethal. That would be decent. Suplex a Phantom. I feel like I have to let this go, because again, they could be drawing out the Strands for a Breath Weapon. So we'll just let that go. We do gain 1 life. Another Pursue. Let's play Gatekeeper. They're gonna untap in response. Okay. Breath Weapon? Yeah, but I have the Strands. Unless they have another Breath Weapon, which is gonna be pretty bad. Yup. That's annoying. I don't know why they're doing this in response. Okay, here's the good news. First of all, I gain a bunch of life. Second of all, I don't choose red for the Strands, and then the second Breath Weapon kills the boarding party. So I choose blue or something. And then they're actually out of cards. And now, I guess I'll play Interceptor, because I'm going to play the Garrison. They're totally out of cards. Obviously, they could just draw a Thermokarst or whatever, but that's going to always be a possibility. And I wanted to wait until they were just out of cards, so that the chances were less. But the fact that they had to... I was able to make it so they killed their boarding party means we're actually not in a terrible spot, although we did lose our whole board, which sucked. They do get a Chrysalis. That's fine. All right, let's... Thrilling Discovery, getting rid of a land and a Pursue the Past, I guess. We win the match. Well, that's interesting. Wilton the Heat was actually pretty good, because I could... Actually, I didn't have anything from the graveyard, but I could just blow up the Chrysalis and then I start attacking. But I guess we got there. That was cool. All right, we're on 1 land, but we're on the draw. We have a Faithless Looting with some good cards to pitch, so we have 4 draws before we need to hit our second land. I know we're playing a pretty low land count, but we have so much card draw that it should help, but that's generally just what I've seen from these bully decks, especially because the Garrisons help a little bit. Alright, we are against Jund or Grixis, maybe? Let's hope the Faithless gets there. It's not at the moment, so now we only have 1 draw left. Get rid of a Gatekeeper and a Battle Screech. Come on. They play another Bridge and a Spell Bomb, which is really rough for us. We get a Faithless Looting, which I am forced to cast to try to hit our land drop. We do, but now everything I discard just gets exiled, probably immediately. Yeah, I mean, this Spell Bomb's gonna wreck us. Veteran and I guess Gatekeeper. We just try to keep a value hand of like flyers, and then we eventually rally the Peasants or something. I mean, if they don't crack it, then I would, you know, immediately start getting Veteran and stuff like that out of the grave. But yeah, there's literally 6 cards in the graveyard. Every card we put in our graveyard has graveyard relevance. So that 1 Spell Bomb was like a 6 for 1, 7 for 1, because they drew a card maybe. Pretty good. I mean, a lot of the cards in our graveyard were like half cards because of the Unearth or whatever. So, you know, maybe call it a 4 for 1, but still pretty decent. Also, Spell Bomb again is really annoying. I guess I'm just going to Inspector and then crack a Clue. I could Squadron Hawk, but then I'm missing a mana, or I'm wasting a mana. They have a Monitor, Shaman. I think we're going to bolt the Monitor and the upkeep, and we're going to play the Hawk. Oh, we're going to have to discard if we do that. Maybe I'll do it at the end step then, but I don't love them being able to use their mana here if they have a Reckoner's Bargain or something, which I anticipate they do. But I guess it's better than us discarding a card for no reason. So here we go. Let them use their mana. Oh, they don't have anything. That's nice. I will gladly attack the Inspector if they have a Toxin to trade, that's fine. Somehow we're not in a terrible spot, mostly because they haven't drawn any cards, really. Because they have one left in their hand, and now they have a cam. But, yeah, maybe we have a shot here. There's an Enforcer. Swing for 1. I was going to say, more white mana would be nice. I just want to play some Squadron Hawks, start getting flyers going. Let's go to combat, see if they want to tap down the Hawk, since they want to probably crack this for 2 cards anyway, which they do. We will not attack then. Yeah, I could like Thrilling Discovery and get back a Veteran or something, but I think I probably just want to play 2 Hawks. And if they continue to not get good card draw, you know, maybe I can just start attacking them in the air for some decent damage. There's a Thoughtcast though, so that's not helping our strategy. Refurb. I'll discard a Veteran. If they want to Spellbomb away a single Veteran, that's fine. Single Veteran, not even married. Swing with the Enforcer. We'll take it. They are going to crack the Spellbomb. And a Monitor. There's the Rally. Alright, we're going to Thrilling Discovery, discarding Veteran and Mountain, because I think we want to set up a double Rally situation. Alright, Plains lets us Veteran and Hawk. If I want to do that, then we have 5 flyers, which we can make 25 damage, which means we need to get 4 through. I wouldn't have the mana to also bolt one of these unless I draw an untapped source next turn, but I think that's probably what we're doing. I mean, it does give us an avenue to win next turn, assuming they don't gain life or kill our creatures, and if we draw an untapped land. So a lot of ifs, but we'll pass. They play a bridge. Well, they swing with everything, so this is 13 damage. If I take it, I die to 1 Galv Blast. I'm not really comfortable with that, so I think I chump an Enforcer with the Inspector, and then we can double rally them if they don't have life gain or anything. Like they might, they're probably not expecting to take 20 damage out of nowhere. They could also have like a Toxin Analysis to gain 4 here, but that wouldn't change the math, really. Yeah, I'm just hoping they have... I mean, even a flyer, like if they play like a refurb, we actually just know we win. But if they play a Reckoner's Bargain on a Mirror Enforcer, they play it on a land, okay. That's 2 cards that could throw us off. Come on. Just Spellbomb is fine. Okay, and 1 card shouldn't be able to kill more than one of these guys. We even get the land, so I could also bolt if I need to. I think we might just steal this. There's the Rally. There's the Flashback Rally, which is 25 damage. Even if they have a Galvanic for one of these, it's 20 damage. So I guess they could have another Reckoner's Bargain, which they're going to look for. Sacking a Mirror Enforcer to go to 26, but I could put them to 1, and then I still have a Lightning Bolt. 25? Yeah, that was sweet. And now we get 4 Dust to Dusts, which makes things a little easier. It's probably all we need. We'll cut the Wilts, because they're slow and awkward, especially now that we have Dusts. They might have some Breath Weapons or something, so Strands is probably worthwhile to keep in. Lightning Bolts doesn't... It kills their flyers, I guess. So does Dust to Dust. Thraben Charm might be decent, too, for their graveyard. Or a Makeshift or something. That was after we lost 6 cards. We missed a land drop for a turn. Or no, we didn't miss a land drop because we got the Faithless Looting. But that was after we lost 6 spells with Flashback or some variety from our graveyard. That's crazy. Alright. Maybe just 2 charms. Get rid of a Pursue the Past or something. I don't know. This is already a mull to 6 because of our Hawks. But we do get to go Interceptor turn 1, Interceptor turn 2, then Gatekeeper. Yeah, it's okay. We'll keep it. We have a lot of land drops too now, which is good. If we draw Dust to Dust, we can have a turn 3 Dust, which should obviously be good. Currently, they don't have red mana. There's a Wellspring. Another Plains, but I think we're just sticking to the plan of doing this. Attack for 1. They got a Monitor. So I could Rejoinder this and then attack, but if they have a Sewer Valence Cam, they can actually untap the Monitor and eat one of these guys, which I don't love. They could also like Reckoner's Bargain this if they really wanted to and make us lose the card draw, which is probably not better than them just doing it on a Wellspring, but it is a possibility. I think I'm just going to play a Molten Gatekeeper here. Try to start accruing some damage over time. They have another Bridge and an Enforcer. Veteran. We are very on the ground. I don't know if because they lost to Flyers, maybe they took out Krarks, which is not unreasonable, but if they didn't, we got a lot of ground guys right now. But let's play a Hawk so that we don't draw the other 2, and then I can Garrison. They're definitely holding up like a Reckoner's Bargain that they want to use on like one of these guys, I assume. That's their first red mana, so if I get a Dust to Dust, I probably will blow up that bridge in addition to like one of their creatures. Oh, they're going on the offensive. Okay, I'll take it. I feel like they probably do have a Surveillance to untap. I wish Rejoinder was an instant. Let's start with a Faithless Looting, see what we get here. They envelop it. Okay. I guess I have a fair number of sorceries, so that's interesting. If we attack, they'd probably untap this, eat the Gatekeeper. I don't have to attack. I could just play a couple Squadron Hawks, but at some point they could also just have Breath Weapons, which is going to be bad now that they have red mana, so I probably just want to get some... I think I want to get these cards. I don't think I want to attack. Yeah, so I'm just going to cast this just to draw, and cast this just to draw. Thrilling Discovery. Alright, well, I'll pass. I mean, maybe I'm being too overly cautious, but they haven't shown anything else. Like, they haven't shown card draw, they haven't shown other creatures, which means that they could just have more envelops and stuff like that. I can't really afford to keep taking this, though. These are kind of expendable now. They're just 1/2s, so I think I'll just chump here. Toxin, sure. Gain some life and cycle that. There's a Lightning Bolt. Let's go for a Discovery, see if they have another envelop. Or a Blue Blast or something. No, so we'll gain some life, get rid of... I kind of want to get rid of 2 lands, but if I don't draw land, then it might be worse. I think we still will. We didn't draw land, but we got some decent cards. Alright, now we'll attack, and if they have like a Cam to untap or whatever, I have a Bolt or a Rally or something I can use. What did I tell you? If they go for the Monitor, then I can just Bolt it, which understandably they won't. But if they block like Gatekeeper... I can rally, hit them for 9, and still trade. So that seems decent. It does use up my rally, which I could try to surprise them with, but if they do get like a breath weapon, it's going to be pretty bad for them to have everything like dead. Yeah, I think we're going to rally here. I like the trade. I hit him for a bunch. Maybe they like Galvanic this so that this doesn't die, but that's also fine. Plus, if they tap out of one of these mana, I can bolt the Monitor without fear of them bargaining it. Alright, trade there. They go down to 12. And I am just going to bolt their guy in their upkeep. Unless they do something at the end step. They Galvanic Blast us. Yeah, definitely kill the Monitor. We're going down to 9. That tells me, seeing as we're not really close enough for them to burn out, that kind of tells me maybe they have another Galvanic, or just another red spell they want to use. Not to mention they thought they would have a Monitor to hit for 3. But yeah, Thoughtcast. If they don't have anything, I can unearth my Gatekeeper, never mind, and then I could flashback Rally. Part of why I didn't want to use Rally was that they could spell bomb it away. But like I said, if they just had a breath weapon and wiped away our board, it would be more of a waste in our hand. So spell bomb is really annoying, but we're still in a fine spot. Refurb's a little annoying. We'll get rid of a Hawk. Let's just Gatekeeper and Hawk here, I think. Gain a little bit of life. I can attack with all my guys. Next turn they can Surveillance to tap 1 thing and draw 2. They're going to be at 8 or maybe 9 if they trade here. We haven't even seen a Dust to Dust, and we've been doing very well. Obviously, I would still not mind it. It would help lock things down. They're desperate enough. They want to tap they want to use the Cam now just to see if they can draw a couple cards. Extract a Confession. Kind of a weird one to bring in here. I assume it's not in their main deck, unless they're expecting like Leonardo maybe, which would be a reasonable card in this deck. Another Extract I get to pick for this one. Probably just the Interceptor, unless I want to bring back the Veteran here. Let's see, they're going to be at 9. Well, they are at 9. So I can unearth the Gatekeeper, hit for 4, maybe bring these 2 back. Yeah, let's sack the Veteran, actually. If we get, like, another Rally, we could just win, but, oh, that's pretty good, too. All right, Gatekeeper, Veteran, they take a damage. Veteran, they take a damage. Squawk, they take a damage. They're going to go to, like, 2. If they have a breath weapon or something, they're not going to necessarily die yet, but they're down to 2. We're way out of burn range, and they got to find something. They do get a bargain, and they don't find anything, so we get that match without even having to see a Dust to Dust. All right, we got just a bunch of creatures here. We'll keep it. And mana, which is decent too. Ooh, a bunch of life gain against a burn deck is nice. So I'll just play a Veteran. I mean, if they're Madness and they Lava Dart this, it's kind of annoying, but if they don't kill it right away, then I can just like play another Veteran, gain a life, play an Inspector, gain 2 life, or if they throw a full Chain Lightning at it, like that's also fine. That might mean their Rally. Might be a slightly bigger indication their Rally. But I have another Veteran and an Inspector here, so we gain at least 1. I guess they could have, in response to it being cast, killed the other one, but that's okay. We have a whole bunch of life gain is the good thing in this deck and in our hand. There's a Ren's Resolve, hitting 2 lands. Alright, they're going to have their land drops and a Tomb Raider. So I could Squadron Hawk, or I could veteran. Hawk means I won't have the chance of drawing another Hawk, which is good, but I think I'd actually like to veteran so I gain life if I like lose any of my other guys. Just keep the life gain going, and then we get to Crag here. Next turn I can double Hawk. They have a Synth into a Great Furnace. They still have a land from last turn, so one of those is going to get wasted, probably in the mountain. Burning Tree Emissary, and another Synth, which hits a Ren's Resolve. Okay, that's pretty good for them. That hits a Chain Lightning and a Bushwhacker. So I probably want to hold up Strands next turn, so they Bushwhacker, attack in, and I get to just Strands block a couple guys for free. So we'll just take this hit. I was just going to say, a 1-drop that I can fit in with the Strands would be perfect, and obviously another veteran ain't bad at all. They are going to Chain Lightning something first, probably, like the Inspector. Maybe not the Inspector, maybe a veteran or something. I think I just let that go, though, because I don't want them to... Oh, I could have held up double red and thrown that back. That wouldn't have been better, but I could have Strands that, but I'd rather them Bushwhacker and I get to kill like 2 or 3 other guys. Whereas if I do the Strands there, they're gonna not attack in. So I might as well kill these. And honestly, this Strands might just seal the game. Yeah, it's pretty good. We've already gained so much life, they're pretty far behind. So what do we got? Electrickeries are good. And rallies, because they're going to maybe have end the festivities, but otherwise we're already very well set up against them. Wilt in the Heat's definitely bad here, same with Thraben Charm, but like Thrilling Discovery and Pursue the Past gain us life, so does Veteran. Strands prevents damage, and then yeah. So I'm pretty sure we just win by gaining enough life, so we actually don't really need win cons like Gatekeeper or Rally even. I guess Gatekeeper's probably better because it's a blocker, whereas Rally is not. We'll keep 1 Rally in since there's nothing else I really want to take out, or bring in, that is. Like a Dust to Dust would be okay maybe, but... Ooh, the old infinite land drops. We're going to mulligan that. This one's good enough though. What do I want to get rid of though? Not Strands, not much. I guess a land drop. Get rid of a Crag. Then I can play a Veteran, then Interceptor, then Discovery, or I get rid of a Plains. I gain an extra life here. Yeah, I think I get rid of the Plains. It's slower, but we gain a life, maybe 2 life. Actually, having the tap land the first time I don't mind, although getting another 1-drop makes that worse. But having it the second time might actually be bad because I couldn't like Strands or something, so I should have kept the Plains, I think. Ooh, especially if they Burning Tree into Rally. It's pretty good. Yeah, so we're just gonna... We definitely made a mistake, and it could cost us. We're gonna Inspector because it's the best blocker, and if we don't die right now, we might have a shot. Yeah, I really wish that was untapped. I was like, oh, it's 1 life, but 1 life is not worth the mana a lot of times. Bushwhacker. So I could take 13 down to 2. Then next turn I have Strands, and I gain 2. I actually think I take this, because if I trade, then I don't even have Strands next turn. Yeah, we'll take it. Rally. Let's Thrilling Discovery. Discard 2 Strands, maybe? Because if I get a white source, I can play a Veteran and I can have double Strands up. I think that's good. We don't get a white source. Nothing to do with that red either. So I'll just play this. Whereas if we had an untapped white source, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, oh, life gain is always good, but the mana was way more important, so I don't know what I was thinking. We might be able to survive if they don't just have like a couple bolts. So with the team, we're gonna block a white creature and then flashback Strands for red and hope there's no Galvanic Blast would kill us. Yep, that puts us to 1. This human soldier will deal us 1 that I can't prevent. Honestly, how that was going, if I had that white source, the Plains, I would have just won, I think, because I have another Strands. Then suddenly I have Veterans to gain life, Pursue the Past. That was a really dumb mistake. They did also have pretty close to the nuts. Burning Tree into Rally into Bushwhacker, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't have played better. Sand is decent. Interceptor. They have a Relic. Well, we're going to play another Interceptor and a Garrison. Luckily, our hand is not super reliant on the graveyard. Obviously, the Pursue the Past's discard and they flash back, but we have Squawk, which can just be a bunch of guys and things like that. Double Tomb Raider is annoying. I guess I should have left the Interceptor back in case I wanted to double block one of these. I don't know. Battle Screech. Unless I draw a 1-drop off the Pursue the Past, of which we only have like 4 more. I can't necessarily flash it back this turn. It's probably what I'm doing anyway. Otherwise, I'm just playing like a Hawk. So I think we're pursuing... Although I might discard a Plains. So I could just Battle Screech next turn, but there's no guarantee if I don't hit a land drop. Squadron Hawk's not even very good here, though. I think I'm getting rid of that, actually. Ramogi and Rally. Rally's decent. If they just, like, attack and I get to double block, or block both of them and then Rally, keep my guys alive, but they would need to tap out pre-combat for that to happen. which they could if they like Ren's Resolve, hoping for a haste creature. Don't find it. There's a Percussionist. No attacks. Okay, that's good for us. Bolt. So I could just like Rejoinder, draw a card, and then Bolt. Plus we have Rally up. I could now Battle Screech, flash it back. I still have 3 guys, plus I have a Rally. That seems pretty good, in case they have like End the Festivities or something. And I want to flash it back right away, because otherwise they just get it with the Relic. Yeah, I think the Rally makes this worthwhile. Flash it back. Because now if they attack, I could still just like block, 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 Rally. We eat 2 of these and trade with the Tomb Raider. Or if they just end the Festivities here, I could do it to keep our guys alive, and they still can't really attack in then. Percussionist. They're attacking now with everything. I think it's probably fine to go for the Rally. Even if they do have the End the Festivities, we still get to eat like a bunch of their guys. So do I want to eat the trade with the Tomb Raider, or do I just want to like eat both Percussionists? I probably don't care about the Tomb Raider because I have a bolt in hand. So let's do this actually. And then +1/+1 to the team. And if they have like a lightning bolt for the Interceptor, keep the Tomb Raider alive, like I don't care too much about that. But if not, I just get to eat 3 of their guys. They do get 2 cards from the Clockworks. Lightning Bolt and a Great Furnace. Okay. Searing Blaze. They actually targeted the one that doesn't have damage on it, which, if I had another Rally, could keep it alive. So I don't think they did that right, but it didn't matter here, I guess. Faithless Looting. I would love to find a Rally. I mean, I think I'm just pursuing the past, which means I don't have Lightning Bolt up if I don't get a land. But then I can also Rejoinder to untap something if I really want. Yeah, let's pursue. I gain 2 life, discard a Faithless, get another life here, and we get a Squadron Hawk. Question is, do I want to throw another Squadron Hawk down when they all die to it? Like an End the Festivities, but it makes sure I don't draw another, and it bluffs that I have like another Rally maybe. Rejoinder's not doing anything. Yeah, I think it's fine to play. Again, even if it does die, at least it's drawing us 2 more. And they might pop the Relic at this point if they're desperate for cards, not to mention we have 2 things to flash back, one of which gains us more life. Yep, they are doing that exactly. Which isn't the worst for me. I mean, I would have liked to flashback Pursue the Past, but not terrible. They have a Burning Tree Emissary, Lightning Bolt, the Interceptor. Since we hadn't rejoindered, we do lose that card, so that's a little annoying, but that's okay. We'll take 2 here. Clearly they don't have a board wipe, which is nice. Let's start with the Faithless Looting. Discard a Hawk and a Plains. Play an Inspector. Attack for 5. And 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I should play the Hawk to have lethal next turn. Interceptor can also maybe do some work, tapping something down. And we still have the Lightning Bolt on a creature if we really need. We're in a good spot. If they do get an End the Festivities, that'll turn things around for sure. Bushwhacker is decent. I think I want to block here and then take 6. That means I die to like 2 Fire Blasts, which they don't have mounts for. Fire Blast and Galvanic they don't have artifacts for. I could just bolt one of these to be safe. That means I don't have lethal on them on their turn. If they have like a Searing Blaze, they didn't play a land, so I guess that doesn't do much. I'm just gonna block like this. I think I take it. It might be risky, but I'm not gonna bolt until after I've dealt them damage, because that's okay. Because for all I know, they might kill one of these. I mean, they could have Electrickery of their own. Usually it's End the Festivities, but if it is Electrickery, it's going to be really bad. But we're going to swing, because if this hits, we get lethal with the bolt. Alright, nice. It was close, but we get the match. Alright, this mono-white hand looks great. Gonna get a lot worse if we draw a bunch of red spells and have no mana for it, but I don't think there's any world where this is a hand you throw back, just because we're missing a color. Ardent Recruit. Okay. We're probably playing against, yep, mono-white affinity metalcraft aggro kind of a thing. Prismatic Strands. So we're going to have this, probably Pack Beast, like a bunch of guys that are grow with artifacts or just grow for the creatures that you have, and then they have a bunch of 0-cost guys. Although only 1 on turn 1 is pretty good for us to see. They attack with the Ardent Recruit. Are they going to have a combat trick? I kind of feel like this is a good trade, right? Like before it's a 3/3. Oh, and they're on 1 land. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'll play a Veteran and an Interceptor. Like, their guy would be a 3/3 this turn, so I don't feel like they should have traded there. More mono-white stuff. We're gonna get the Hawk down so that we don't have to worry about drawing them, as always. And play an Inspector. I mean, we really just look like White Weenie playing the new card and also Squadron Hawks, which is a bit old school, but it's pretty funny. They might not even know the deck we're playing until game 2. There's the Recruit, now a 3/3. Lightning Bolts. I would like to draw a card either for red mana or for just a 4th mana, so we can Battle Screech. So I think we're going to Rejoinder. I can tap an Ornithopter, and that way I don't have to worry about this guy anymore. Like, she can die and I won't care. Tap that. Plus I get in for 1 damage. We did get a Thrilling Discovery, which is going to be good if we get red mana, but we'll pass. They're convoking out something, maybe a Martyr's Soul. Yep. Martyr's Soul is a card I actually played in White Weenie for a little while and really enjoyed. I'm not on it anymore, but I did like it for a while. And then Salt Road Pack Beast for 1 mana. Got a couple big guys now. Attacking with a 3/3. I guess if I triple block, they get to take out 2 of these guys. If I had a 3rd Inspector, they'd only take, what, 1? I'll just take the 3. Give me a mountain. That's not a mountain. Well, I think I'm going to crack a clue, and if we just have to discard, then I can at least discard Strands and Battle Screech, which is, like, not bad. But I really wanted to draw, because, like, I could hit a red source, but I have a lot of tapped red sources, so I, like, still would like to get those down. We're going to hold back, and we're going to discard these 2. They're going to attack with everybody, including the Ornithopter, which means they have a Leonardo, I bet. This is going to be really bad. I mean, we have Strands, so it's fine. What do I not want them to pick up? I guess the Salt Road Pack Beast I should block. I don't care if they pick up the other ones. Actually, yeah. I don't want them to get any ETBs, because I'm going to flashback Strands anyway. Although I've kind of forced myself to cast the Strands now. But we're taking a lot of damage and losing a bunch of guys, so I'm probably doing this regardless. But yeah, Leo, definitely scary. Unless I can just Lightning Bolt it, but I currently don't have red mana or a way to do that. Search Party Captain, draws a card. They're doing this off of 1 mana. I thought we were going to have a fine game, easy game, but I guess not. A 3rd Lightning Bolt, why not? We have a Battle Screech, or rather a Squadron Hawk, and then a Battle Screech. There's like no profitable blocks, unfortunately. So I guess we'll just take a boatload. Again, I'm still expecting a Leonardo from this Springleaf Drum, which will be dealing like 10-ish. Yeah, they're dealing like 22 damage. Nice. We play an Ornithopter and pass. Well, like I said, they probably don't know that we're playing red, because why would they? But that was pretty annoying. Electrickery doesn't even seem that good. They have so many 2 toughness guys. Rally is good though. Dust to Dust doesn't seem incredible, but like seems worthwhile, like worth trying anyway. If it gets Ornithopters or Springleaf Drums and things like that, it's probably good enough. I'm not sure if they'll have Artifact Lands. Probably, because they got the Metalcraft guys. I mean, Metalcraft means, yeah, because they got Clues too. But Clue, I don't love exiling Clues. I guess we'll bring in just a couple of them. Alright, let's keep a hand with both colors of mana, I guess. No? I'm not throwing this hand back. We have a bunch of creatures to play and card draw. But I guess if we never draw red, we're going to lose again. There's an Ardent Recruit and an Ornithopter. Once again, we get our Veteran and an Inspector. Pass to them. Double Inspector. And they're going to attack. I could have played the Interceptor, which wouldn't have gained me life from the Veteran, but actually would have allowed me to triple block this and only lose 1 guy. Maybe that would have been better. Windscarred Crag. I could play Interceptor, but that's not as mana efficient as just cracking a clue, so I think I'm just going to do that. There's another Recruit. They could definitely have a rally of their own. I'm just going to block these here. See what they got. Yep, they do. They played this pre-combat, which is why I thought they probably did have it. So I want to keep my Inspectors around, I think, so we will use our own. Nobody dies, and we'll take 5. And they're playing Darval too, I guess. Bring back the Ornithopter. Rally the Peasants. Would let me trade a bunch of these, but I only have 3 guys. I probably want to wait till I have another guy or 2, so I think we Bolt and Squadron Hawk. Pass the turn. Swing with the team. We're going to double block an Inspector, block an Ornithopter. Take 7. If they have a Leonardo for this, we'll take like 11. No, just 7. They have another Darval. I thought after I maybe should have killed a Recruit in case they had a Darval because it's legendary, but I also figured if they had enough, if they had to crack any clues and the Recruits got smaller, maybe it would have been good for us. I think here we probably just block everything and go for a rally, wipe the board, and then we can replenish. Do we have more cards in hand than they do? That's the goal anyway. They crack a clue. But they have a Plains. Okay, they only attack with the 3/3s. Don't want to throw away the Inspector, which means I get to keep my Veteran for some life gain. I think that's good. We'll rally just to trade everything off. Luckily, they didn't have another rally. Search Party Captain. Yeah, they draw a card. And an Ornithopter. Garrison's decent, though. So we get to Interceptor, gain a life, Squadron Hawk, and Garrison. Probably just want to have 5 mana up next turn. I don't think I need the life gain from the Crag. Let's not make that mistake again. They have an Inspector. They're playing pre-combat, so that means Leonardo probably. Block here, block here. I mean, I guess I can block here, but that doesn't really matter. which means would I rather keep my veteran around? Yes, because this is gaining me a lot of life. Let's block the Squadron Hawk on the search party captain. That means they get to bounce the inspector. That's fine. I think our veteran's pretty important here. Leonardo, we take 5. We do lose our rejoinder. Nice. We get a bolt. That's great. So we'll just take out Leonardo then, and we will battle Screech and pass. They crack a clue, play a planes, crack another clue. Prismatic Strands is probably something I want to leave up. So let's Hawk and just attack with all the birds. And they know we have a Rally the Peasants in the graveyard, so they're taking 5, but they're taking all of it. So I could flashback Rally, they go to 5, and then if I can find a way to get rid of one Ornithopter, I can just win the game. I don't think I'm actually at that much risk if I don't hold up Strands, because even like a Leonardo doesn't kill us. Yeah, I think I should just Rally here. Like, it does mean that I could have just dealt 5 and then next turn I attack again, and then they have to block with the Ornithopters, and the Rally kills their guys, whereas now they get free blocks. But I don't know, putting them to 5 also means like a Lightning Bolt off the top kills them. Like, I have a lot of ways to win here. And they ran out of initial gas, so they have 5 cards in hand now, but that's because they've had to crack all their clues, and it's not too bad for us. They get an Ardent Recruit. Oh, and they have a Martyr's Soul. Yeah, so I can put them to 1. So let's just do that, and then hold up a Strands, so there should be no way they can win. Play a Hawk, and we'll pass. 4 mana Search Party Captain. I guess they're thinking if they find like a Leonardo, maybe they can get there. Leonardo plus a Rally, but we get that game. Let's just hope we don't get steamrolled again. They do have Artifact Lands, they have Ornithopters, they have Clues. I think the 2 Dust to Dust is probably still fine. It would have been okay in that match, but it wouldn't have been exceptional. Like, in the middle of the game, taking away 2 of the clues when they were using those to draw would have been decent, but this one lander's not going to cut it. We got to hit our land drops. This one is good enough. We'll keep. Really hope this Dust to Dust is good. Like, hits 2 lands or something. I think it's the Rally. They have a Recruit. Nothing else, though. No Ornithopters or anything. I don't have to play Veteran if I want to save it for later to, like, discard, but I think the life gain's always been really nice, and if we are going to want to find creatures, drawing the Pursue the Past means I have 2 cards I'm already okay to discard, so I think we will play it. Inspector, attack for 1. I mean, I think that's a reasonable trade. Although, with the Dust to Dust, like, I'm not too worried about this guy being very big. I actually think this time I won't do it. I guess they could Leonardo or Darval me, so actually maybe that's the very reason I should have done it. Yeah, probably. I don't really care about the other guy being alive, but the Leonardo being here is kind of a pain. Another Veteran's nice, but that's probably what they were going for the first time when I did block. It was like a Leonardo or a Darval or something. Yeah, I should have blocked that. That was a mistake. There's an Ornithopter, and a Recruit, and an Inspector. I mean, I'll double block the Inspector. They could have a Rally, which would really suck, but I'd like to keep their creature count low for this Leonardo to be less effective. But if their last card is a Rally, you know, they can kill both my guys. And they are gonna. It does suck. Lightning Bolt is good. I kind of want a Dust to Dust to take away any of their card draw, / it reduces their Recruit. Then I only have to deal with what's on board, but we are going to take 1, 2, 3, 8 damage down to 5. The next turn I can, like, bolt the Leonardo, bring back a Veteran. I think we got to take away their clues before they draw with them. So I'm going to do that now. I mean, look, the Dust to Dust is not exceptional, and the fact that they had the Rally was really annoying. I know they were thinking about saving it for later to, like, use to actually pump their team, but I think it was definitely right to do that. I'm pretty annoyed by it, that is. I have a Martyr's Soul. That's pretty big. Attack for 7. I mean, I have a Strands to survive a turn. Planes lets me bolt and Strands, I suppose. Yep. Bolt the Leonardo, Strands, everything. Search Party Captain, draws him a card. Springleaf Drum, okay, that's not very good. Elite Interceptor, and probably just getting 2 Phantoms back, because then we have a Strands. Unfortunately, because they're white, I can't kill any of their creatures when they attack. But yeah, it's just more mana efficient to do it this way. Flash it back to prevent the damage. Pursue the Past. Yeah, I guess I'm doing that. I could Faithless to save the mana, which could be relevant, but the life gain is decent. Gatekeeper, Interceptor, Crag. If we could just find a way to survive, like kill the Martyr Soul is the big thing, then we could stabilize, and I think we win the late game as we saw last game. But if they get like another pump spell, a Leonardo, anything like that, we're definitely going to die. Alright, well, I'm going to double block the Captain. I'm going to lose the Rejoinder, which sucks, but I can't afford to take all this damage, and I I could block the Martyr's Soul. I could go to 2, although I'm going to gain a little bit of life here, but going to 2 doesn't sound great. So I think I'm going to block here, unfortunately. So we're going to gain 3, maybe? Yeah. Another recruit, currently a 1/1. It's not bad. I mean, the Dust to Dust is doing some work. Pursue the Past. I'm going to play the Gatekeeper otherwise, so might as well do this to see what else we get. Gatekeeper. I'm just going to play a Plains. Gatekeeper's a good blocker. If all they can attack with is the Martyr's Soul, I can survive that a couple turns. As long as they don't get an artifact for these recruits. Just a Plains. Alright, I'll take 5 this turn. Hope to draw Battle Screech or something. Lightning Bolt is okay. So we're going to pursue the Past, discarding the Looting. Got another Plains and a Faithless Looting. Alright, so I think I'm going to block the Martyr's Soul with the Phantom and then bolt it. The next turn we'll pursue the Past again. Gotta find the Past eventually. Alright, they didn't draw anything. So we'll block and we'll bolt. We got a Rally, which currently, I always forget this. If you control a Plains, you can tap an untapped creature. So I can cast this. It's not tap an untapped white creature, which is what a lot of the other white flashback cards are. Alright, pursuing the Past, discarding this Looting. Give me... Screech is good. I can't cast it this turn. I don't want a Thrilling Discovery because I don't want to discard the Rally. I could Faithless Looting, but I'm not planning to discard the Battle Screech, so that's just kind of like I like all the cards in our hand, so it doesn't seem particularly good. I have 3 Lootings, though. If it finds like a Veteran or something to put in our graveyard, that's decent, isn't it? Yeah, I think actually I should just flash one of these back. Another Battle Screech. Putting one of those in our graveyard is not bad. So yeah, let's discard a Mountain and a Screech. Although I can't currently flash back a Screech because I don't have the white creatures. So I could discard Discovery. Then I don't have the mana for these. No, let's discard a Screech. Alright, I mean, they've already drawn poorly for several turns. We need them to continue doing that because we're not drawing particularly amazingly, but the Screech with a Rally can maybe turn things around. 4 mana for Search Party Captain's not bad for us. Plains, and oh, they are attacking. Well, that's not good. Probably means they got a Darval or a Leonardo or something. I guess I'll block the ones that can get bigger. There's Leonardo, hitting for 9 total. And they have a Rally? Come on, dude. Okay, I guess we die. I mean, they did draw and didn't have anything for a while, so I guess they were sandbagging the Rally, but whatever. Alright, we got a 3-2 with the deck, which is not bad considering I decided pretty early on Wilt in the Heat. Probably not worth it. We should cut those. The Pursue the Past were pretty good. There were some games where I kind of just wish it was a Thrilling Discovery, and so having more of these might have been nice. But then in that last game and several other games, it was really nice to have the flashback. So maybe it's like a 3-3 split. Maybe you go 4-4, but it felt like it was hard to fit all of those into the deck. So yeah, the Interceptors, the tapping was only relevant a couple times. Untapping was basically never relevant in our one league, small sample size. But the fact that this died and we didn't get our creature or our card was relevant a lot of the time. So I feel like this should probably just be an Inspector. Wilt in the Heat should just be something else. But the Pursue the Past, believe it or not, definitely looks like it's made for this deck, and so was very good. So 3-2 with a deck that has a bunch of cards that probably aren't going to stay in the deck is definitely not bad. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks to my supporters, like my $10 and up monthly supporters like Howard Granger, JD NPX, Halkaz, Cody Cowell, Sty, Benedict, and DJ Vinyl. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.